I really just want to talk to you almost one-on-one, if that's possible. And I want to challenge you, actually, to look at what's holding you back. I saw somebody on Twitter who had been saying how I'm so bummed I didn't make it to, so bummed that I didn't make it to Summit. You know, she hadn't been able to afford the trip to Summit and the ticket and all that kind of stuff. Her business hasn't taken off yet enough. So, tweet over the last few days. Wish I had been there. Next year I'm going to be there. And then I saw a tweet, I think it was Saturday morning or it was Friday afternoon. You know, I haven't watched Young and the Restless for years, and I've just started to get caught back up, and I can't believe how good this show is. And I'm like, you know what? That's what's holding you back. There's I'm sure it's great. Maybe. But you're watching other people live. You're watching other people live while you got a life to live. Staring at that box is not your legacy. Staring at that box is not showing your kids how to get active and healthy. Staring at that box is not inspiring your kids to pick up a book and read, or inspiring your kids to get out and get active. You know, we spend so much time worrying about kid abduction and fructose and pollution and earthquakes and tornadoes and everything, and not enough time just simply living out front, out loud, going for it, constantly being absolutely unforgiving about life. Meaning, we have been given this gift. Everybody in this room, you know, and I want to echo something that Jeff said. We've been given a gift of this summit. This team, what they've done with this entire production team, these guys have had no sleep. They have been in constant editorial mode, preparing these things. And it's not just the last 4 days. They've been doing this the last 60 days, the last 90 days. This event staff has gone above and beyond to make this great. For us, they gave us this gift. John Congdon, Jeff Hill, these guys came up here and eviscerated themselves to it. They embarrassed themselves for us. It's an absolute gift, and I'm not even saying that as a joke. I'm saying that as with absolute gratitude for what this weekend has been for all of us. I was talking to my sister last night. I don't see my sister very often. She's 5 years older than me. She lives in upstate New York. And she said, wow, you must be so proud. You must just sit back sometimes and look back and go, wow, look at what I created. And I said, I really don't. It just, in my mind, it has always been this. It has always been this big. In fact, all the colors aren't in the picture yet. Like, it still hasn't totally fulfilled about what I totally expect this to be. And every day I wake up and I work on filling in all the colors of this painting that has been in my mind in terms of what I want to be, what I want to achieve since I was this big. When I was a kid, I had this desk. I was 4 years old, and I asked my parents for a desk. And they gave me this big wooden lawyer's desk. It was awesome with a banker's light on it. And I used to take my piggy bank and I used to empty out all the pennies and make sure that all the heads were pointing the same direction. And then I'd take the nickels and the dimes and the quarters. They would all be pointing the same direction. And I would just look at it. And then I would start to play banker, or I'd start to play business, and I'd start to create, and I was designing houses, and I just always wanted to be productive. And now I see my little 3-year-old walking around here. He was walking around yesterday, and he looked. They had a scissor lift up there, putting up the camera, and he goes, I need to be on that. And I said, why do you need to be on that, Dan? He's like, because I need to fix that thing. And we were walking out where they were cooking. They were getting ready for the dinner. And he's like, I need to help them cook. And I said, well, they seem to have it going good. He's like, they need me to make them muffins. This kid wants to produce. He wants to make things happen. He wants to create. How grateful am I that I somehow, through some bolt, good parenting, good family, genes, whatever, and some bolt of energy that I got, some inspiration, that every day I wake up and I want to do something. I so much want to do something more than I want to watch that TV to watch other people do it. You know, look, my wife and I will enjoy TV, we'll take a break, you know, every once in a while, we'll get into a show or whatever, but I don't watch it all. I gotta let it go because I have to create. I have to do something with this opportunity that we've all got. All these problems around us, we all have to. I get so much more out of life every time. Like Christine said, I get out of my comfort zone, and I am constantly uncomfortable. Constantly. Maybe my belt's too tight. I'm constantly pushing myself. I was talking to Chris Simonian last night. He was like, wow, you got to be so proud of what you've built. And I said, Chris, your fingerprints are all over this thing. In the heat of what we started 4 years ago, he and I would debate constantly how it was going to be presented. What's the positioning of this thing going to be? And I said, Chris, in that fire that was uncomfortable, arguments and discomfort, in the fire in the hallway, tension around everybody, we created something that is so meaningful to so many people that now we look at it around here and we go, oh my God, we must be so proud. It's because we allowed ourselves to be so uncomfortable back then. 4 years ago, when people were like, I don't know, this is uncomfortable. No way, man. We were forging this thing in fire. We got a samurai sword. You cannot break this metal now because we did the uncomfortable thing 4 years ago. That's what you're doing now. That's what Christine is talking about. That's what this whole thing has been about. It's about taking the game plan, going out there, getting away from the box, and sometimes getting away from Facebook and Twitter, and engaging in it, being uncomfortable, trying the new workout, talking to people about Shakeology, even if you don't have the whole thing nailed, you don't know what all these things are in the bag. That's why there's a money-back guarantee. But get out there and be uncomfortable in your job. If you have a full-time job still, which I'm sure many of you do, be uncomfortable in your full-time job. I'm not asking all of you to be full-time coaches. In fact, I think that would be unrealistic. I need to have 1 million people who are supporting how this whole country runs, people doing great jobs. I need FedEx. I need people to be answering the phones. We need everybody to make this place run. But we can also be inspiring people with our results. We can also be asking people to help people. We can also contribute. When the PTA says, we're going to, hey, you get the email, Friday's going to be our pizza party for how great the swimming team did this year. Somebody's got to step up and say, can we not do a pizza party this year? How about we all just bring some healthy food and we celebrate how friggin' great these kids did? Why does it have to be a pizza party? That's uncomfortable, guys. That is really uncomfortable because you're going to be the unpopular one in the PTA. You're always going to be, she's the one that always wants us to eat healthy. Okay? Be the one that always wants them to eat healthy. Just something. Get some fruit. Get some tomatoes. Some kids like tomatoes, I think. I don't, but some of them do. You have options. Find a way to make muffins without the gluten. Find a way to bake stuff in a different way. If you love to bake, contribute to the health of this country and your family and the people around you by figuring out a way to do it without the unhealthy stuff. Get uncomfortable every day and your life will grow because that is planting, okay?